Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Claudia. I'm your host, Claudia Ellis of Claudia's Door Decor. That's a lot of Claudias, I know. Um, I wanted to sit with you today and just talk and just share what's been on my heart, not only about community, but just how much community means, especially when you're going through something that's difficult and are in need for people to step in and be there for you in a way that you can't be there for yourself. And it's important, especially when you have to be strong for somebody else. It's really hard. So this is no fluff, no filters, just real life. We're talking about community, what it is, what it isn't, and what happens when it goes right and what happens when it goes wrong. And I'm not teaching this from something I've read. I'm teaching this from something I've lived. My cat just moved my phone because she's looking at birds outside the window, so forgive her for that. And before I go any further, just so everybody's aware, this is about my daughter Abby, and I have permission to share. I asked her for her permission to share what I'm about to share. And everything else I'm sharing today, it's been my experience. So what I've experienced with community, both good and bad. So you can't really argue that with somebody, if you know what I mean. So I've got permission from my kid to share what she's been going through and our part in it. And I have permission from myself to share my experience with community, because I do believe in community, whether something's gone bad or something's been really good. I believe that we were created for community, that we were created to have other people that will support us and lift us up in anything that we're doing, really. So let me start by asking a question. When you hear the word community, what does that mean to you? When you hear the word community, what does it mean to you? Is it a positive? Do you think of positive things when you hear the word community? Or have you been hurt by a community, people that you thought were your friends or thought would be there for you when you needed them? Because it can go either way. So when you hear the word community, what do you think? Angel says she loves community. Support, commission, understanding, right? So it's all, but you know, it's that expecting from others how you show up, right? So you expect people to be in community with you when you're in community with them. Like, you expect the same things, but a lot of people have different ideas about community. They've been hurt in community. They don't know how to show up in community. There's lots of different things, right? So I'm going to share with you what basically my family and I have been walking through the last 3 or so weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks now. It feels like forever. It really does feel like forever. So sometime in April, early April, we got a call from our youngest child. She's 21, lives in an apartment complex. And this call came on a Monday morning about 6 a.m. Apparently, the night before, she had been riding one of those electric scooters, like the ones you see in big cities that people just ride around, like they rent them like you would a bike rental. They just rent these scooters and ride all over the place. Her and her roommate had one, so they were just riding it around in their parking lot at their apartment complex. And she fell. She doesn't remember what happened. She just knows that she ended up on the ground, and she banged both her knees up pretty well, and her elbow, and even on her cheek, but wasn't sure what happened, and figured she could just walk it off, but couldn't stand up. She couldn't stand up. So her roommate and her boyfriend brought her back into her apartment. The next day, they spent the night icing it and all of that kind of stuff, trying to get that swelling to go down. But the next day, her left leg, Yes, her left leg blew up. Like, it was huge. So they decided that she needed to go to the emergency room. 3 people tried to get her out of her apartment and couldn't. After trying for 2 hours, and Abby screaming blood-curdling screams each time they tried to move her, she called her dad and basically told him what happened, and Dad said, get an ambulance. If you can't get out of your apartment yourself, get an ambulance. So she rode in the back of an ambulance to the hospital. As soon as the paramedics saw her and looked at her leg, they're like, oh yeah, that's broken. And you think, okay, broken leg, not a big deal. So I'm on my way to the hospital. She's in the ER at the hospital, and I come in, and they had already done x-rays, and I think at that time they had already done a CT scan of her leg. She didn't just break her leg below the knee. She broke both bones in a spiral fracture that looked like a lightning bolt. Everybody in the ER kept saying that this was the same injury that Lindsey Vonn, the Olympic skier, had, where she had a twist fracture. Turns out that Abby actually had it worse. She had a worse injury. So what they decided to do was put an external fixator on her leg because they could not operate with how swollen it was. And if you don't know what an external fixator is, I suggest you look it up. It is a scary looking contraption that they drill into your bone above and below where it's broken so that you don't move your leg. You can pick up your leg by this thing. You can do it's like, it's a halo for a leg. Yes, it is the scariest looking thing, okay? So my child has anxiety, and all she kept doing was looking at me going, Mom, am I going to feel these rods in my leg? What are they going to do? What is it going to be? Like, mortified, okay? It is so hard to see your kid in such excruciating pain, knowing there is nothing you can do for that child, right? So she had to go into surgery to get this thing put on her leg. Now, my child is very much artsy-fartsy, expressionate. She's tattooed by my oldest daughter. She's got tattoos all over. She's always wanted piercings, so she's filled with piercings. Some that if you take out will close right away. So she had to go into a fight with these medical people that were literally, to put this thing in, the surgery was 30 minutes to put it in, okay? So she had to sign a waiver saying that if anything happened with these piercings, that they weren't responsible. Okay, so she did that. So there was judgment there, by the way. Big judgment. Big judgment. And that's hard to walk your 21-year-old through. But there is a reason why they don't want you having any type of piercings, because it can cause you to get burned during surgery with what they have to do with all the equipment, whatever. So she had that on her leg, and we had to get her home. Like, she had to go get that swelling down before they could even do anything. Okay, so we had an appointment for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, she had to go meet with the surgeon to then talk about having surgery on her leg, where they're going to have to put her leg back together because there's no cast. They had to go in with plates. Okay. So she goes home. She's dealing with this for 2 weeks, trying to get that swelling down and everything. And then we had an appointment to go take her to the surgeon to find out when surgery was. So we go in, we're talking to the surgeon. She has taken the initiative to go get all the plastic holders, all the plastic pieces that you can put into all your piercings that are surgery safe. So now she had time to go put all the things in so that she can have her, what turned out to be 5.5-hour surgery, okay? So we go in, they say, how about tomorrow? Literally. So this was this week. This week on Tuesday, they told her she was having surgery on Wednesday. We showed up Wednesday, get her surgery done. She was excited. Like when I tell you excited to start this process. She's got 6 months, guys. 6 months before she will be able to walk normal. Okay? So it's a long process. She goes into surgery. We're sitting in the we're waiting for her to go through surgery. Every hour I was updated. Every hour I was updated. You know, what was going on, everything else. And then her surgery was over. And the surgeon was very, very, very happy with how the surgery turned out because of how extensive it was. He had to fix the joint at the top. He had to put plates that literally look zigzag all the way down her leg. We have pictures of it showing in the front and on the side. She has so many plates in her leg right now to hold her bone together. She's in an immobilizer that goes from her mid-thigh all the way down to, I'd say, about 4 or 5 inches below her knee. She's in an immobilizer, cannot move her left leg at all. She is staying at her apartment. She didn't want to come home. I have stairs in my house. I live in a split level. She lives on a first floor apartment. I am so grateful. This is where community comes in. The roommate that had the scooter that she got hurt on, she's a CNA. No, this is not my daughter that's getting married. This is my younger one. This is my younger one. She hurt her leg so bad. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to explain. Because you hear broken leg, you're like, oh yeah, it's going to be in a cast, she'll be fine. No, she is immobilized for 3 months minimum. Can't bear weight on that leg at all whatsoever. In 2 weeks, we go back, and then she'll get what they call falling off exactly an electric scooter, one of those little scooters that people ride like without helmets, without any protection. Yeah, that thing. Anyway, so in 2 weeks we go back to get a where she can bend her knee so she can start working her knee. Your son rode home on that last night. I'm telling you, those things are not safe at all. It could have been so much worse. Like they were really concerned if she had hit her head. Guys, she could have broken her neck. There's so many things that could have happened on this. Okay, so big deal, big deal. I don't recommend them. And my child said she won't be riding one ever again, just so you know. So this is what our family has been going through. They are awful. You've heard from many a doctor on here how bad those things are. They're awful. Because here's the thing. You just see people riding around on them. Yeah, oh, it's a terrible story. But here's the thing. Here's where community came in. Okay, so I shared with you my story. Now, mind you, we weren't sharing with a lot of people what was going on because it was happening like one thing on top of the other. People don't understand like why she didn't come home with us. And let me tell you, my child and I are very much alike. We butt heads. Like honestly, we butt heads. And she had the wherewithal to know. She's like, Mom, I love you, but having you here stresses me out. And you know what I said to my kid? Don't worry about how my feelings are. Like if I'm hurt or what my feelings are, you do whatever you need to do to be healthy, to heal. If me being here is causing you to stress out, because she knows I want to fix this for her and I can't. So she knows, right? So I had to step out. I had to step away. I've had to let her tell me what she needs, right? Parenting adults, guys, completely different thing, but I am so incredibly proud of her for telling me exactly what she needed, and how she needed it. And I am so thankful for that. But the people that we did share with were checking in with us, have asked, how they can help. Other people have just sent her gift packages for things to do. Because mind you, this is going to be a mental, emotional, spiritual game for her. And I say game, it's because she can't do anything for herself. She can't. She's a fall risk. She can only use her right leg right now, which means she has a walker, she has a wheelchair, she has a shower chair, okay? But her roommate, she's so young. For being so young, she's so wise. She's a CNA. She has actually been a traveling facility worker in nursing homes that have helped people that have mobility issues. So she knows exactly what to do for Abby. When I tell you, they have a routine, they have a way to move her. It has been an incredible blessing. She manages her medication so they stay ahead of her pain. But believe you me, we are on the very beginning of this journey. We are at the very beginning of this journey. And as Lauren shared earlier and asking if this is the one that's getting married, no. But again, we are also planning a wedding while all of this is happening. And I am leaning on my people, on my community, on the people that I'm so blessed to have, that are willing to be the helpers, the hands and the feet that we need in order to accomplish these big things that are happening right now. And I am so thankful. Oh, it is, Lauren, if I tell you that I've cried daily, I have been crying daily out of gratitude, out of absolute thankfulness that we have people in our lives that we are so blessed to have, that know what to say when I need to hear the right words, that support me in ways that I didn't even know I needed the support. But there's also been the other side, where there was one day where I jumped onto a friend's live that I hadn't seen live for a while, and I'm so excited to see her. She's doing so good. She's doing great things that for the longest time, she had been sharing that this was on her heart to do, and she's doing great things. And I'm sitting here typing in her live, sharing, just being, watching somebody that I have been cheering on and praying for so long go live, and then I get blocked from her live. That happened this week too. So yeah, that crushed me. But at the same time, oh yeah, but she didn't do it. It was somebody else in her live that did it, because she wouldn't even know how to do it. She's not tech savvy. Michelle, it's one of those things. It's like, it was people that I used to be in community with that have decided that, I don't know, they just decided that I wasn't worthy, I guess, as a human being. I don't know. But they have definitely turned their backs on me. So, and I don't know, Michelle, I can't predict or say why they do what they do. But at the same time, I was reminded that people will show you who they are. You just need to give it time. Some people are better at hiding the ugly a little longer. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. It happened to me before with after 7 years of being in community with people. This one took 2 years. So maybe that it's happening less. Maybe my boundaries are getting better. I'm not sure. But that's why this was such an important conversation for me to come and have with people, because I know that people have been hurt in community. I know that people have struggled, um, that they don't trust in community, because there are those people that will talk to you when there's a problem, like when they're having a problem with you, they talk to you. And then there's people that talk about you when they have a problem with you. They don't talk to you. So I definitely encourage. See, it scares you because you trust with your soul. I know. I know. I get it. I get it. It's an ugly dynamic that can be created unbeknownst to you, right? Unbeknownst to you. And when you're leading something, when you're leading a group of people, um, you see things that you don't want to partake in. Like you don't want to make it okay. So I had rules in my community. One major rule was, because the community that I have is different than most of them that are out there. We can basically jump on cameras anytime. It's like a live call happening, and you can jump in and out and see each other's faces and kind of touch base and everything. And I had a solid rule that if the person isn't here in this space, we're not talking about you. We're not talking about you, because there's nothing worse than jumping on. Here you have your friends are all talking, and you jump in and everything gets quiet. I didn't want to be part of a community like that, so I didn't want that in my community, right? I thought it was simple enough. I thought, really, that's a simple rule. If that person isn't here, we're not talking about them. Simple enough, right? Apparently, I think I'm better than people because of that. I thought it was common courtesy. I don't think I'm better than anybody. That's not even like logical to me. I have never had that thought, that I think I'm better than somebody else, right? So things like that. So you start paying attention. Like, you start paying attention to the things that are said, right? Because there was people that were part of my community, that whenever I went into their lives, they would say things that I knew were at me, and I reacted. I'm like, that's not cool. So I just won't go in your live anymore, because I don't want me causing you to feel some kind of way so that you're ugly, right? People say that because they can live by that standard. I'm telling you, to me, that was really super simple. Don't like boundaries, and you set a boundary. I did set a boundary, but like I said, again, that seemed like a good boundary to have. It does, I mean, to me, that was simple. Like, and here's the thing, people are like, but what if I'm saying something good? And I'm like, you should still be saying it to that person, because that gets kind of tricky. If you make the good okay, the bad sneaks in. That's just common. But I'm not a fan of cliques. I'm just not. I don't feel like people should be left out if they want to be included. I'm very much an advocate for that. If somebody wants to be included, there's no reason for them not to be included, right? Um, so I'm a huge advocate for, if you want to be a part of something, follow the rules. The rules are simple. Don't talk about people if they're not here. And when you have a problem, like, because communities have personality differences, right? People are not going to love everything about everybody. Some people can't even stand how people talk. That's how deep it can go. That's how deep it can go. I get it, Michelle. I get it. But at the same time, I show up the way I want others to show up, right? Because that's just how I am. I have learned to let people earn trust rather than just giving it freely. I'm an all-inclusive person. I do not waver in this because everyone deserves to feel wanted and loved. Everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves to have a cheers moment. What do I mean by a cheers moment? Remember whenever Norm walked into the cheers bar, everybody yelled, Norm! So I feel that when you're in the right community, when you are truly supported and people show up for you and you show up for them, it can be a beautiful thing. Okay? But what I got to experience is people were so afraid of being left out that they followed the herd. So not just one or two people left, like 12 people left, one right after the other. No explanation, no conversation, no nothing. They just left. And then two people decided that they weren't leaving. And I kind of had a feeling that they were the ringleaders because you ever heard of monitoring spirits? People don't like you, but they want to stay close to you because they want to know what you're doing. I was like, yeah, that's not cool. Bye. Bye. Go with the herd. See ya. Right. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I have no desire. You don't get access. You're denied access. I feel that a good leader should be the one that promotes healthy conversation, healthy relationships, should encourage people to talk to each other. You can't fix this with me, but you can fix it with them. Like let's do the adult thing, you know, let's do the right thing for each other. I think that just being kind is what the world needs. I try to strive for that kindness in all I do. Angel, you are such a kind person. Hi, Tam. So yeah, we're talking about building community without drama. It really doesn't have to be dramatic. Listen, there are people that when they walk in the room, light it up. They light up the room. Everybody wants to talk to them. Everybody wants to be around them. Everybody wants to get to know them. They laugh, they cheer, they encourage, all the things without drama. There's no drama. There's no negativity. There's no talking about people. There's none of that stuff. Okay? Hi, Miss Jan. And then there are the people that come into a room and they literally like suck the energy out of it. Everything goes south. Like everything feels negative. Okay? Everything feels negative. Everything feels heavy. So when I say that community is important, the healthy community, the healthy way of being, the health, and what I mean by healthy is, hey, I'm a broken person. I am not by any means perfect, nor have I figured things out or everything out. I haven't. I haven't figured it all out, but I have been on the receiving end, okay, of the drama. The drama. And the drama is that people can't say or be honest with where they're at. Michelle, if it's okay, can I use you as an example? I'm just going to use you as an example. This is not a true story. I just want to use Michelle as an example. Okay. Michelle, let's say I hurt your feelings. Something I said hurt your feelings, okay? Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. How what I said made you feel is valid, okay? So you have the courage to come to me and say, Claudia, I need to talk to you about something. When you said whatever I said, that really hurt my feelings. That gives me an opportunity to say to you, Michelle, regardless of what it was, okay? Michelle, I am so sorry that I hurt your feelings. That was not at all what I intended. I really want you to hear my words the way that I meant them, and it's in love. I appreciate you. I respect you. And thank you so much for letting me know that that hurt your feelings. It validates you. It tells you, because let me tell you something. We're walking around out here with our mouths just going, right? So we can hurt people even if we don't intend to. Intention doesn't matter. Okay? But we can accidentally hurt somebody by what we say. I just saw my husband sneak in. He did sneak in and he's smiling. I don't know why. Did you have something to say? Do you want to say it now? I'm working on Michelle. I have Michelle in tears right now. Michelle, I love you. I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm so sorry. But big heart love for you, okay? Now my husband has something to say. Go ahead.
Are you muted?
I'm not muting my live.
Okay.
I'm doing real talk. Get out of here. Kevin just shared with me fantastic news. So yay. Yay. So Kevin, did they accept?
They accepted.
I can't share yet, but it's good news. And it's for the one that's getting married. It's for the one that's getting married. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Good news. It's good. It's fantastic news, but it's not mine to share. So let me just have a minute. Oh. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Oh, we needed a win this week, guys. We needed a win. Thank you. Thank you for holding space for me right now. This is real life. This is real life. Okay, so yeah, real talk and real stuff. Real talk and real stuff. Ooh, like I said, this is the other child, so I don't have permission to share. But it's good. It's really, 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 really good. Really, really good. Okay. All right. Future. This is a future share. Angel, I love you. Anyway. Michelle, again, that's having a conversation, right? That's because you want that relationship. When you want a relationship, you fix what you did wrong. You work on that relationship, right? I don't mean to have everybody crying. I don't mean to have everybody crying. I love you. Let's get back to the conversation. Right, just like in marriage, you got to talk communication, people. Right, exactly. But the thing is, Michelle, and this is what I say often, the only relationship in your life that you take vows, right, that you take vows is your marriage. You don't take vows with anybody else in your life. That is the only relationship that you agree to work on things with, right? How different would the world be if when we said something to someone, we meant it? When we say, hey, I'm here for you, you mean it. We're going to work on things when they get rough. Like, we're going to have conversations. Don't assume the worst in people. Please don't assume the worst in people. Assume the best in people. Assume that the first initial thought or reaction or feeling that you had, for whatever reason, it wasn't them doing it to you. It's a previous experience that you went through. So assume the best in people. Don't assume the worst, because what happens is when you assume the worst, you're already creating a narrative that isn't true, that could have been squashed. that could have been squashed. That's why I say my relationship with me and my hubby in Christ. Yup. But it can be in friendships too. You can have, if you take every single relationship that you have, that you hold true, that you want to be a part of, and you say, this relationship is between me, you, and God. So if I'm struggling here, I'm going to go here. And if I can't go here, then I need to come here. And if I can't do it here, we need to bring somebody that can mediate this. It happens in every relationship. You will be stronger for it if you think of your friendships as just as important, because we need other people's perspectives. We need other people in our lives. Is this situation repairable at this point, or is it too far gone? You know I'm a realist. For me, Michelle, I'm always open. I'm always open to having a conversation. I don't think that, because I don't have hardness in my heart. Like I'm not bitter. There's no bitterness, right? I have dealt with my feelings, my hurt. I have dealt with my hurt, and I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place. I'm not angry. I'm not. People are going to do people things. People are going to do people-y things because we're human. We're human, but it's always repairable. It takes a conversation. It takes a conversation. It takes a willingness on both parts. I said this all the time. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Listen, and I've said this too. I don't expect everybody to like everybody. That's kind of rainbows and puppies, right? Everybody needs to get along, kumbaya. But the truth of the matter is, I believe that every person that you encounter is typically a lesson. If they rub you a certain way, if something about them just gets under your skin, typically it's something that we need to work through, like I need to work through. If that person bothers me so much that I have a huge problem with them, it's typically something I need to work through. If I told you that there's somebody currently in this live right now that you would never believe we would be friends, and I love that person so much, you would be floored. But we worked through it. We worked through our differences only to find out that we're twins. Angel says we don't have to be best friends, but we can be kind to each other and supportive of each other. Exactly. Guys, everybody's not meant for everybody, but you learn about yourself through people. You know, that's how I feel. I learned so much about me by the different people that come in and out of my life. And a lot of times it's just something that I need to work on, something I need to work through. I think it was last year. Was it 2025, Angel, that my word was patience? I pick a word every year, and last year was patience. And the first thing my friend said was, "Oh, that," because we know that to learn to be patient, your patience is going to be tried. That's how you learn things, guys. Anything that you're focused on that you need to learn, you're going to be in turmoil. You're going to be figuring things out, but you grow from that. But it's so hard to look in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me? What am I doing to contribute? I get that. I get that. Okay, so what's worked for me, Michelle, sometimes is somebody's going to relate with this. When the same thing keeps happening over and over again, like especially in like friendships or relationships, right? When for a while there, for me, it's like I actually went to God with this one. I said, why am I attracting all the crazy people? Why am I attracting all the crazy people? Because that happened to me in my life for a short period of time. Why is it that the people that are oversharers keep coming to me and just sharing everything, like stuff I should never know, like stuff that like, I don't know you. Why are you sharing so much with me? Like, really, really out there stuff. And I had to go to God and be like, why does this keep happening? And what was revealed to me is that because I come across as an open, non-judgmental person that will listen. Not that I'm not going to be that anymore, but I just came across as a caring individual that was willing to listen. Because sometimes when people are oversharing like that, it's because they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody to talk to. It breaks my heart, but they don't have anybody to talk to. So they want to like fast track a friendship, I guess, fast track a relationship. So in order to feel known, they feel like they have to tell you everything so that you know everything so that they feel known. That is a red flag. Red, bright red flag. Okay, that's a bright red flag. Run the other way. Run the other way. And not because there's anything wrong with them, but I've had to tell people, you need to not worry so much about people knowing everything about you and let that relationship grow over time. Let the relationship grow over time, okay? I mean, you don't have to share all your skeletons in your closet with a stranger to make yourself feel better. It's no. No, don't do that. I'm like, run the other way. But there's hurting people in the world, guys. It's the most connected, loneliest place to be is in this world, okay? Completely, this is not at all how God intended our lives to be. We're not supposed to do this by ourselves. We're not supposed to do life by ourselves. We're not supposed to do any of this by ourselves, okay? But you also have to realize that not everybody is meant for you, okay? I've learned this. Not everybody is meant for you. You're not meant for everybody, okay? And then hold those that are dear to you, that you have relationship with. Fix whatever gets broken. Fix it. Have the conversation. Value the time that you spent together. Fix it. Have a conversation. Talk about it. There's a lot of things that can be worked out if both people know where the other person is standing. But when somebody sees a problem and they come to you and say, hey, I've noticed a shift in our relationship. Do we need to talk about something? You know, what's going on? And they tell you, I don't do drama. That's what I was told. I was told, I don't do drama. Okay. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? You're like, okay, I mean, me and my drama are going to go over here? I don't understand. Not everybody's willing to have the conversation. Not everybody's willing to come to the table and hash it out with you. Not everybody that you think you have a relationship with is actually having the same relationship with you. You know? So we chalk it up to experience and we move on. We pivot, right? We pack up our toys in the sandbox and we move to another sandbox. That's what we do. Right? We don't sit where we don't belong. We don't beg people to let us back in. You know, we just wipe our hands clean and move on. I mean, that's all you can do, especially when somebody's not willing to meet you in the middle, right? Especially when, like I said, when you notice that, hey, you know, maybe I thought more of this relationship than it actually was. Some people are good at pretending to be your friend and they actually are not. Absolutely. They want the proximity, right? They want what you offer, but they don't want to necessarily support you. That's happened to me a million times where I'm supported, but that I don't get the support back. I can't explain it. I don't know why it happens. It just does. So I'm like, okay, moving right along. It's like I'm not blind to it, but I'm also not going to shrivel up and go into a corner about it. So, like I said, this week has been full of ups and downs. You guys got to witness a really good thing that's happened out of this week. So I am so very grateful for that. I can't wait to get more information about the news that we got, but it's not mine to share. So it's not mine to share. So I can't share it here, but just know that when life is feeling heavy and things are happening that are out of your control, you have to lean into and look for the bright spots, and definitely surround yourself with good people. And that's basically what's gotten us through these last few weeks, is the community that we are blessed with. I have friends that are checking on Abby. I had a couple of friends that sent her stuff to do while she can't do anything. So that has been absolutely precious, because we're so appreciative of those that see us and care for us, and show up in ways that I couldn't. Yeah, keeping her busy. Yeah, she's really into Legos. She's really into Legos. Jan, I'm so happy that you've met some really special people lately. That's amazing. I'm so happy for that for you. But yeah, so definitely surround yourself and let people help you that are willing to help. You know, that's the pride thing that we go through sometimes, that we don't want to bother anybody, that because honestly, our family is really good at sharing, like really good at showing up for others. We're fix-it people. We like to help people where we can, and we like to show up for people, but it's we didn't even realize how hard it was for us to lean in on others and be like, we need help now. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all of this with community. All right. So, when I first decided to take a leap and create a community that I had not seen, out here. Aw, hugs back to you. Hugs back to you. I had not seen a community like the one that I created. There's Facebook communities, which are great. Um, Zoom calls, which are fantastic. Um, Teaching segments where you get to ask questions. All of those things are great. But I'm a remote worker. I work from home. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped into a hug that wasn't mine. I apologize, Jan. Michelle and Jan, I was in the middle of the sandwich. Sorry. But I'm a remote worker, so I spend a lot of time by myself, and I'm an extrovert. So when TikTok had the whole you joined, like, subscribed to a person, and then it had the whole Discord thing that was connected through TikTok and all of that stuff, I got curious. I'm like, what's Discord? What is that? It's a gaming platform, right? It's used by gamers, and you can talk like that, like you can be all in like little video squares and talk with your community. Awesome. That's awesome. So I started having working hours where I would just, like, it would be like people coming in and out of my cubicle, right? Where they would come in, they would have a question, or they just hang out and be crafting or working or doing whatever, right? And it built a really good bond with people, because you got to know people, because you got to see them in their daily stuff, right? And that's the type of community that I was like, this is awesome. We get to know people. It was like my work family, like water cooler talk, get to share about my family, get to share about my, my day-to-day stuff, all of that kind of stuff. So I still believe in that. Like, I still believe so desperately in that type of community. But like anything else, you have one person that gets in there, and what is it? One bad apple ruins the bunch. And that's what happened. That's what happened. So I basically restarted, revamped. I still have people that have been with me since the beginning, and um, I'm just rebuilding. I'm rebuilding, but same concept holds true. I still believe in helping people and answering questions and having real time, talks with people. I still believe in all of that, but that's just who I am as a person. That's how I show up in community because I believe in it so much. But to me, in order to get to know people, you have to know them when things are good. You have to know them when things aren't so good. And you get to know people that way. And I just feel like being seen and being known and being truly loved is a process. It takes time to build that. Okay. So, um, yeah, that's basically what I offer as far as my community. But we do talk a lot about where you are in your crafting, whether you're stepping into what a business is. We answer questions based on what we've learned. So there aren't any coaches per se. It's more of a mentor mentee situation. Everybody's at a different place in their journey. So, everybody has something to offer. Everybody has a true giftedness and something to offer to everyone. So I believe in highlighting those strengths and using those to help others. We do a lot of, hey, if you need help going live, practice on us. We would love to support you and get your face out there because when you have an online business, it's very important for you to be online, to show up online. So, because of that, I mean, it's the step by step stuff. The stuff that I wish I had when I first started out is what we want to offer those around us because it's important. It just is. It's important. Um, if you have any questions about the community, I'm happy to answer. Angel has been with me from Currently Creative. CA, who's in the chat, she has been with me from the beginning, from when we first started this group. And believe it or not, she is my Canadian friend. She was my Canadian challenge, if I'm completely honest with you, because she had a hard time getting supplies. She couldn't get people to ship to Canada the stuff that she was looking for. So here she is with all her American friends, watching them have all these unboxings of these beautiful things that she couldn't get, or it was hard to get, or the shipping was ridiculous to get. So that has been, and I have to say, we have been on a journey together, but it's been a goal, like a goal to get stuff to her. And I'm happy to say that she can now get pretty much everything that we get shipped to her. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but we've been on it together, and I appreciate her so much. Yeah, she can get just about anything now, but it was a struggle. I mean, that's something that we walked through with her. Even on Real Talk, I had a Real Talk with her 2 years ago, and that was the big thing that we spoke about. We spoke about how hard it was to get the stuff that we could get here. To me, it's just baffling. I mean, we're not even separated by an ocean, and it's ridiculous that we couldn't get stuff to her. Aw, Michelle, we've all grown together, right? We've all grown together. There's so many big things that have happened within this community. I never ever knew that you couldn't fit your community. What do you mean, Michelle? I think I'm reading that wrong. I think I'm reading that wrong. No, we've traveled together. This community has traveled together. We've done all kinds of things together. You couldn't ship to Canada. I'm sorry that you couldn't ship to Canada. It was she couldn't get supplies. She couldn't get the same stuff that I could get here. She couldn't get it in Canada. It was like literally going through hoops to get stuff sent to Canada. it was a long road, but we got there. Like, so many people in our community were willing to go shopping and ship stuff to Canada just so Angel could get it. Like, so many people have shipped to Canada. So many people have stepped in. It is a huge deal. I know it is a huge deal, but as you've heard, Creek Road now ships to Canada, Australia. I think I'm missing one more. I know, but I forget that it was there a third one. There was somewhere else. UK. So they're shipping internationally. So we appreciate Creek Road so much for seeing a need and for doing that for the community, because that was huge. That was huge. So they're willing to do what a lot of others were not willing to do, because honestly, it takes a lot. It does take a lot. So we appreciate. And just so you guys know, Creek Road is a family owned small business right out of Texas that has been such a huge support to this wreath community. And they're friends of mine, and I absolutely love them, not just for their ability to be a one stop shop now. But because they've always been true to customer service. They've always been very intentional to be like get to know the people in the community and definitely fill the gaps for the needs that are within the community, which is fantastic. Now, I'm part of the Double Troublemakers, which is the group that Creek Road is a part of. They are the supplier. The Double Troublemakers is Courtney of Southern Owls and Lindsay of Tarnation Creations. They are, since this is about, being part of communities and everything, when they started their group, I did join, right? But I also had joined another group, so I had those two groups going, and I saw what Lindsay and Courtney were doing, and I supported them so big, and Creek Road being a part of it supported it so big. But I took a step back because I had my eggs in too many baskets, if that makes any sense. So I took a step back, and it took about 6 months, but everything fell apart for me in those 6 months because I was paying attention. Like, I was paying attention to what was going on. So everything fell apart. And in my lowest of lows, feeling very sorry for myself, um, frustrated because I had poured my heart into these people for 2 years, all the feelings or whatever. And then, of course, because I am so connected to my faith, I heard a little still voice, which is the Holy Spirit within me, that says, where do you go that brings you joy? Who brings you joy? And immediately I thought to myself, Courtney. Courtney has always been my solid person, my person that is like Johnny on the spot. Like, we could be doing different things, but we can always come back. And I reached out to her and I said, I just rejoined Double Trouble because I need trouble in my life. And you know what she said to me? She said, welcome home. She said, welcome home. So I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back. I'm telling you, there are people that will love you. They will love you, and they will open their arms to you in ways, especially when you need them. Especially when you need them, you know? And she has always been that person. She's the reason why I started this. I mean, she is the reason why I started this. Okay? She's the reason why I started this. So regardless of all of the things that happen, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. People come in and out of your life for lessons to teach you, for relationships that you needed at that time, and for reasons that you may never know. But you have to have your hands open all the time. That way, the people that are meant to come in, they are free to come in, and the people that are meant to go out are free to leave. Okay? Even if you never know what you did wrong, what broke, any of those things. Okay? Sometimes you just aren't meant to know. And that's been something so hard for me to learn. So hard for me to learn. You know, and I can't I can't make people like me, and I can pray blessings for people that don't. You don't have to like me for me to pray for you, to pray blessings for you to be blessed, for you to continue to show up for others in a way that's positive, that's helping other people. Okay? Exactly, Marisol. Different people in your life at different seasons for different reasons. Absolutely. Michelle, that is what's so hard for me. I need to know. I need a reason. It's really hard. Oh. Am I speaking your story, Karen? I'm sorry, friend. My heart hurts for you. But just know, guys, when they say one door closes, let me tell you something. You may not hear all the conversations being had, but the one that does will protect you. Because you can hide from certain things, but you can't hide from him. Okay? So when there's conversations happening and things that are going on and you ask for them to be revealed, just be ready because it rips off like a band-aid. It's a huge ouch. Huge ouch. Here comes my puzzle. Rip it off like a band-aid. I'm telling you, guys, let me tell you, okay? This business is lonely. This business can be so extremely lonely. But keep your circle small. The trusted circle, keep it small, okay? Which means not everybody needs to know everything. Not everybody needs to know everything. And if somebody is coming to you sharing about somebody else, they're going to do the same thing to you because people don't know how to be authentic. People don't know how to be authentic, and no, not everybody is for you. No, not everybody is for you. You know, if something, okay, so here's a question. If something about somebody makes you feel a certain way about yourself, what is that telling you? If somebody out there is making you feel like you're not doing enough, or, you know, they're trying, oh, here's I was accused of trying to one up somebody. I've never tried to one up anybody because I don't believe in that. Like, I'm competitive in certain aspects, but in other aspects, I really don't care. I really don't care. Like, I'll be competitive when it's fun for everybody. Like, I'll be competitive when it's absolutely benefiting and fun for everybody, but I don't feel a need to compete. I don't feel a need to outdo. My big thing a long time ago, and you guys that have been here for a long time know this, is that I wanted to get to 10,000 followers so that I could use TikTok's live studio, which means that I could stream from my computer. Okay? And because I was like, you can have multiple cameras, you can do multiple things, you can have all this stuff, right? I finally got there and I'm like, I have no idea how to do this. I have no idea how to use this. And then when somebody else figured it out, I was like, well, how I learn is I need an overhead view of looking down at it like as if my hands are doing it. That's how I learn. Because if I watch somebody, listen to this, you're going to laugh. If I watch somebody making something and I'm working along with them, because their camera is mirrored, I make mine mirrored because I'm watching you and that's how I'm learning. So I'm doing it wrong because you're mirrored. So overhead, as if you're doing, that takes all of that away. So I mentioned that, and this person started doing that. Good for them. I mentioned it. Good for them. I think it's great. But it's not because I want to outdo you. I don't care about what you're doing. I care about what I'm doing. Oh, friends, think the best of people. Don't think the worst of people. Honestly, it would so take away so many things that is wrong with communities. You love overhead view too, right? Yes. You learn better that way. I am and Michelle knows me well enough. Michelle of Creek Road knows me well enough. I always want to learn. I'm always looking for what's the next thing. How am I going to learn? What am I going to do? It's jealousy that sneaks in and why we don't need to be competitive. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't need to compete. No, 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 no. If anything, and Angel can say this to be true. If anything, when I figure something out, I'm like, okay, who's ready? I figured it out. Let's do this. Who's ready to learn? Who's ready to learn what I learned? That's how I am. Whenever I learn something that a group of us have tried to figure out and I figured it out, and I'm like, okay, this is what I figured out for me. Let's learn this together. That's the type of personality that I am. I'm going to be getting an overhead for my lives. I think they're so amazing. Yes. To me, that's how it's easier for people to learn, especially if you're a visual learner. Some people can read instructions on a piece of paper and follow them and learn that way. That's not me. I have to see it. That's not me. I have to see it to learn. I just got accused of trying to promote my stuff because I posted a picture with my webpage on the bottom, not realizing that was the picture I posted. Just do this. Just do this. Do this. Like, leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Whatever. I had the privilege to help some ladies here on TikTok with centerpieces, and it feels good to help. Yes, Marisol. Yes. I'm a visual learner 100%. I cannot do it with just instruction. Yes, you're a servant heart, Marisol. That's me. Totally. Friends, high five, high five. I'm at work, a work in progress right now. Jan, all of us are. We're supposed to market about ourselves. It's our business. Yes. I can relate to Marisol because truthfully, I had someone ask me for the first time for help. Oh, yes. I love that. I'm in love with preparing. Oh, right? We're all a work in progress, as we should be, as we should be. And here's the thing, when you connect with others, when you connect and you're like, I jive with this person, I like how this person is, guys, we're all out here doing the same thing. Make those connections, build those friendships. It's important and it's fun when you get to be together in person. I promise you. I promise you, it's so much fun to be together in person. Ah, I love that you guys are all commiserate, like-minded. Yes, like-minded. And here's the thing, okay? So I'm a see a need, fill a need person. You love connecting and being positive. Yes. There's always silver linings, guys. Always silver linings, okay? Let me tell you, it some days are harder than others to pull a positive, but It can happen. You can do it. There is a way. There's always a way. But a fill a need, see a need, fill a need person, okay? Our group decided that they wanted to be in person together. So I'm the type of person that says, okay, let's do this. Let's make it happen. Let's create a way. So Angel in Canada flew to Nashville to me so that we could go to a TMI event together. Okay? She had to trust enough that I would pick her up at the airport, that she could stay at my house because I was trying to save her some moolah, you know. Um, but because we spent so much time together, we knew it was going to be okay. We knew it was going to be okay. Marisol TMI event goals. They're only 3 hours for me. The only reason that I did not go this last time was because I have an annual trip that I take every year the last weekend of April. And this event fell at the same time because typically this past weekend would have been right? This past weekend would have been when they did their event. They do it or this coming weekend. Past weekend, no, this weekend would have been when they had their event because they had it the first weekend of May, the weekend before Mother's Day. So I would go to my event in Pigeon Forge and then I would go to Mississippi. So I did back-to-back events weekend after weekend, but this year it just happened to be the same weekend, so I couldn't go. Yeah, so I couldn't go. And I don't know what future events are going to look like for them. I don't know what future events are going to look like, but I am going to Candy's event in June. She's having it in Savannah, Candy of Candy's Creations. I've attended her virtual events and love them. Like, love being, if you can't go to her in-person event, they do have tickets for virtual events so you can have an idea of what happens and what goes on during their events so that you can have a feeling of what's there. That's why I wanted to go to Candy's so badly. I was like, I need to be in that room. I need to be in that room. So I get to meet in person that I've wanted to for years. I get to meet Needy of Craftsy Jeans. I get to meet Candy in person of Candy's Creations. I've met Derica because Derica did come to TMI for the first event that they had in person. So I did get to meet Derica. Candy's Creations. It's Candy's just like that, Creations with a K. So they typically have 2 events every year. This year they're only having one big one in Savannah, Georgia. I'm so excited. So I get to meet Heather of Velvet and Vines. I get to meet Lauren of Beautiful Mesh, Lauren Kilgore of Beautiful Mesh. I get to meet Ashley Greenwood of Three Little Greenwoods in person. Justin of Green Reese is going to be there. So excited, so incredibly excited to go. Yes, that's correct. Yep, that's correct. So I'm super excited. So I will be attending that event this year. What's really cool about the reason how I was able to attend Candy's is she does do a payment plan. So I was able to pay it for monthly. So that made it possible because it is a big price tag, but we have 5 make and takes that we're taking with us. And they do provide lunch while we're there. So it's a big event, guys. There's a reason why the price tag is what it is, but I cannot wait to be in the room with so many people that I've watched for so long. Where is it at? It's in Savannah, Georgia. It's in Savannah, Georgia. Yep. So I'm really super looking forward to that. Yeah. So again, like I said, community, in my group, I share stuff like this, whether I'm attending an in-person event, if I'm attending a virtual event, if I'm doing whatever it is that I find in the community, I'm always sharing because I would have loved for a big group of us to travel to go there and get an Airbnb and really spend some girl time together so much fun. I do girls trips. That's like my jam. I love gathering with people and having time together and getting to know people. I love that. That's my favorite thing to do. So fun. Right now, Angel, since she couldn't come to this event, because Angel's my travel buddy. Angel likes to travel, so Angel and I have taken our families on a cruise together. So we like to travel. Um, but I love gathering together. I love community meeting in person. I love shopping together. I love all of the things that have to do with what we do because my in real life people, the people that they don't know the love for ribbon, they don't understand what being an online presence is or going online and sharing about your business. Like people don't get that, right? They don't understand. And we need each other. We need each other to grow and to there's nothing like getting in a room full of creators and bouncing ideas off of each other. That is like amazing, where everybody can cheer each other on in whatever they're trying to do. I'm telling you, it's good. And when she says shopping together, she means being in the same building, right? Girl, I took you in my pocket hop shopping at Hobby Lobby and bought a bunch of stuff that I really shouldn't have because you were encouraging. She's like a squirrel. Oh, get that. Oh yeah, get that. Don't take Angel shopping in your pocket. She makes you spend a lot of money. Yeah, and meet back in an hour. Yeah, we go our own way. I mean, honestly, it is such a fantastic thing to do as a community. But I hope this has encouraged you to not only find a community that works for you, but for you to be a good community member. And I promise you, have those hard conversations. Please have those hard conversations. Fix it before it breaks. Yeah, fix it before it breaks and be encouraging to other people. This is hard. This is hard out here. This is not easy. But it's doable with enough support. I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can do anything that you put your mind to. I love that, guys. Thank you so much. And again, I appreciate if you're a person that prays. I'd appreciate all the prayers for our sweet Abigail who will be going through it for the next 3 months until she can start PT and start putting weight on that leg. I highly recommend that you do not ride any of those electric scooters. They're very dangerous. People don't realize how dangerous. Um, so please be mindful of that. Tell your loved ones to not do that. And just know that I am here and I will show up. I just couldn't this past Friday. That was the day that she got released to go home. So I had to be at the hospital. She lives about an hour from us. So we had to drive there and get her all situated and all of that stuff. So I appreciate all the prayers, my friends. I absolutely love this community, and I'm so glad that you're part of my world here on TikTok. And I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go talk to my husband about the good news. Where can I find out info about your community? Right in my profile, it's called the Crafted Collab Network. I know it's backwards here, but when it goes on YouTube, it will show the right way. It's the Crafted Collab Network. It is the price of a subscription. So think of it as the $2. It's $2 a week. So it's $7.99 a month. And you can cancel at any time. Let me know if it's something that you're interested in, and I will definitely guide you there. Justin, you missed it. I shared a lot about a lot of things that have been happening, including that my daughter got hurt on an electric scooter. So, so we've got a lot of things happening over here at Claudia's Door Decor. But I will be back this week, especially since I now have a plan for, oh yeah, Yeah, I shared all about it. It'll be up on YouTube. So, and I shared it right at the beginning so you guys can hear the accident that happened. She will be fine. She will be recovering. I don't want anybody to be scared. It's just going to be a process. It's about a 6-month recovery for her. But she will be good, and thanks be to God that she didn't hurt her head or hit her neck, and it'll be work, but she will get there. And I will talk to you guys all this coming week. I will be back on Friday, okay? Have a great afternoon.